Guess what? It's 11 p.m. You've been working on homework for 5 hours and you're still not even halfway done with it. And it's Sunday night. So, why do you do this to yourself? Like it or not, we've all done it to ourselves before. It happens to me at least every single Sunday night. Whether you're unorganized or the most organized person on the planet, everyone has issues with time management and can always do something better in their lives with time management. I've been in school for 4 years, and the first 2 or 3 years was actually very difficult for me because I lacked the time management skills that I needed. This last year, I have prioritized time management and found ways that work for me, and my grades have drastically improved. I've been on the Dean's List twice, so I can tell you first and foremost that time management does help with productivity, and it helps you excel in your career and personal life and even your school career. Mindtools.com describes time management as the process of organizing and planning how to divide specific activities. It's a pretty broad description, but hopefully I'm going to be able to break it down into 3 parts for you, which is going to be scheduling/planning, prioritizing, and motivation. This sounds a little overwhelming, but I'm going to break it down for you. So first off, there is a difference between planning and scheduling. Planning just has to do with setting a list of tasks to be done. There is no time or time constraints or any sort of deadline for these list of tasks. Now, scheduling is actually taking those tasks and planning a time. It's setting the when or setting a date for this stuff to happen. So they kind of go hand in hand. Sometimes you can have planning without scheduling, but most of the time you can't have scheduling without planning. It also correlates to organization. One has to be very organized to be able to plan and schedule effectively. There's specific dates in scheduling, so if you're not organized enough to keep up with those, then your time management is going to be less effective. So how can you decide to prioritize what to prioritize in your scheduling or your time management? So prioritizing is actually different for everybody. There are different things that motivate people, different things that people think are more important. Brad Aon and Herman Aguinis say that time management is a form of temporal decision making. People tend to prioritize things that have to deal with profitability over things that have to deal with creativity or just relaxation. So as you can kind of tell, higher economic value behind these tasks is going to cause more stress for people and also maybe even create a little bit of disorganization. So there's a priority matrix that Wayne Headland made. You can see it on slide 4 of my presentation. The first quadrant is things that you should complete first, and they are the urgent and important tasks that you need to do. So an example of that is a speech due on Friday night worth 25% of your grade. Obviously, it has a deadline, it's important, it's worth a large portion of your grade, so you should get it done first before the other tasks you need to be done. The second quadrant is for not urgent tasks, but important tasks. So this is like eating a meal. Eating lunch isn't really, you don't have to do it at 12 p.m. every single day, but it's still important to do. The third quadrant is urgent but not important tasks, such as returning a phone call to a friend or a spouse. My husband calls me a lot at work, and I have to prioritize my work over him calling me. So the fourth quadrant is not urgent and not important. The biggest example of this is Netflix. Let's face it, we all prioritize that sometimes. But, I mean, you should probably prioritize your urgent and important tasks first. So it all looks good on paper, but what's going to drive you to keep up with your time management? The last step that I think is most important to time management is motivation. It's very different for everybody, just like the other steps that I've talked about. And first and foremost thing, you can't forget about emotions. Eric Barker from Time.com says feelings are a fundamental and unavoidable part of why humans do what they do. So if you're not optimistic, then you're probably not going to keep up with your time management as well as you could when you're being optimistic. So staying optimistic is key. You can also stay rewarded, and this for me is a huge motivator because I am very motivated by money. So finding a monetary value to reward yourself will really help you keep up with your time management and help you stay organized. You could also be motivated through recognition. It generally can come from your boss, from your professor, from your friends. Just a simple good job or I appreciate what you're doing can really go a long way in staying motivated. So you just need to kind of find out what works for you and stick with that, and then you will stay motivated. Another thing that you can do is have a little bit of peer pressure there, so you can find somebody to help you stay accountable. My husband is a big part of this for me. He keeps me accountable for things that I say I'm going to do but maybe don't do, or he gives me good recognition for things that I do when I say that I'm going to do them. Also, your professor definitely keeps you accountable by if you don't get your assignment in on time, sometimes they won't accept it, or they just constantly remind you to get stuff in. So time management may not come naturally to everybody, but there are many ways to make it work for you. And now that you know about these 3 steps, which are planning and scheduling, prioritizing, and staying motivated, not only is this going to help you in your profession, but also in your school career, your personal life. Basically, anything that you do in your daily life can help you time management can help you with this. So implementing this, like I said, has helped me in my professional and school career, and ever since I have made time management more of a priority and really cracked down on these 3 steps, I've improved my grades, improved being on time to work, and work deadlines that I've had to do. So it's just been a great tool, and hopefully you can use it.